Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now it is the end of September. That means it's time to do our monthly Q&A to wrap up the month. So you know the drill. I post the old riddler right here on the community section. Then you guys drop your questions and then I answer them. So today's episode, we have questions about Citi versus Chase Travel Portal, Marriott versus Hyatt as far as value goes, and we even talk a little bit about a crypto earning debit card. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button. Let's get to work. Okay, so jumping right into it, I'll just be pulling the questions off the phone here. So starting at the top, Ballin, I see what you did there with the name. Nice. Thank you for writing in. You want to know, when will you do an updated version of grade rankings for Chase, Citi, and Amex cards? So what he's referencing here is, I think about a year or so ago almost now to this point, they need to be refreshed. I went through and I just did power rankings, S tier through F, basically, of these card portfolios, and they do need a refresh. They're a ton of fun to do. I am going to refresh them. I'm probably going to do them all throughout the fourth quarter of this year. Definitely coming soon. I'll try to get one in the works for you sooner rather than later since you asked, but haven't forgotten about them. And if you want to see any other card issuers ranked power ranking type deals, go ahead and drop those down below in the chat as well. Alright, next up, we have good old Doc here. How about best low annual fee travel card, Sapphire Preferred versus Premier versus Amex Green versus Cap One Venture? So that in itself could be a whole versus video. To give you a quick answer right now, probably Sapphire Preferred first, since the refresh. I think there's a lot there, especially if you don't mind going through the travel portal. I would go Citi Premier next. I love the Citi Premier. I think it's a great card. Then probably Cap One Venture, then Amex Green last. I really hate the Amex Green card. I know there's some of you guys out there who use the green card and get a lot of value from it. For me personally, the credits on the green card are just atrocious. It's meant to suck on purpose, in my opinion, to push you farther upstream. Doc, if you want to see a full video on that for me to expand on those thoughts, let me know. But that would be my ranking out of those. Now, Demetrios is up next. Sir, do you think Chase will continue adding new categories with its Pay Yourself Back program, popular categories of dining, supermarkets, and 931? Yes, sir, I do actually. So Chase did end up extending Pay Yourself Back to the end of this year, so December 31st for the Sapphire cards, and even the Ink Preferred, the Ink Cash, and Unlimited also have something going as well. To answer your question, I do think they'll change. I do think they'll probably be something holiday or shopping related, honestly. Amazon could be a good one. I keep expecting Chase to do more with Amazon to try to win back Amazon's portfolio. Amazon has been in the news as of late of wanting to shop around their personal card catalog. So I could see that as a way for Chase to get in good with Amazon. They went through and did the credit limit increases a while back randomly. So, hey, we'll direct some more traffic to your site. Don't leave us. I also think Chase wants to keep, or is playing around with the idea of keeping Pay Yourself Back as a staple feature. There's not really a reason to extend it anymore. Everyone's kind of back to travel. The cards are relevant again, but they're keeping it on. I think it's a popular feature. I really, really hope they keep it. Going outside the scope of your question, but if they keep it, to me, that would just be a dagger through the heart of American Express. It's a huge perk, ton of value there. So yes, that's the answer to your question. All right, my good buddy Jeremy Moore checking in here. So, always been a fan of the show. I appreciate you, brother, showing up every day. So he wants to know about secured cards. What are the best secured cards from all the major banks? So yeah, there's a lot of secured cards out there. I'd be lying to you, Jeremy, if I could name them all off the top of my head right now. So I can put that on the video topic list to get you a more in-depth video on all the secured cards, but let me try to give you a high-level answer right now. Also, probably the best one I can think of is the Discover It secured card. If I'm remembering it right, that's got a refundable deposit. It does earn 2% cash back at certain places. It's got the cashback match as well, and I think they also give you the option to transition to the regular Discover It card afterwards, so that would probably be the best one off the top of my head. But honestly, any secured card that's going to, one, not charge you an annual fee or any kind of fee at all, look for cards that are going to give you your deposit back. Other cards that let you, after a certain amount of time, certain amount of good on-time payments, let you upgrade into one of their regular cards. Like you see this with a lot of student cards. You can get a student card, then after a year or two or you graduate, you can move it up into the next tier like that, because that signifies a bank that's willing to work with you. Using a secured card might not fix your entire credit situation. in the course of 6 to 8 months. But if that bank understands that they're going to work with you and you're proving yourself to them, I think that would be the way to go. So sorry, buddy, I just don't know all of them off the top of my head, but those would be my best practices to look for in secured cards. And then the last point I will make to your question is I'd probably just get one to start, because again, the idea is just one, build up those payment histories and maybe graduate to that bank's next card, and then after that you might be in a position to start getting some serious cards from Chase or Citi or Bank of America. So you don't want to burn up a ton of slots on secured cards. Okay, and with that, we move on to our next question from Mr. Zach. What do you think of the Coinbase debit card? 4% back on everything in XLM or GRT. So I don't know a ton about crypto. I assume they're in Coinbase. These are crypto coins you're getting 4% back on. Interestingly enough, I did check the card out a little bit. It's a debit card, which is interesting, but there's no annual fee, which is a good thing. So a few high-level details here we'll go over. Overall, I'm a fan of credit cards that earn cryptocurrency for folks who are into crypto. And the reason being is I still personally think the crypto thing is kind of very speculative. I understand Bitcoin. I don't understand for the life of me why there are 200 other coins. Like, I'm not going to pretend to give you an answer on XLM or GRT. I don't know. But if you're into crypto, I like that you can use a card and then earn points back or a percentage back and just put that into crypto, because you're getting into it, smartly making it part of your portfolio, but there's limited risk there. There's almost no risk, because if you're spending money you're going to spend anyways, then it's fine. None of your capital actually goes on the table. I think that's a big win. It is a debit card, a little bit interesting, so I would say check the protections that you get. Again, a lot of times we like credit cards because they give you purchase protections and fraud protections and things like that. Of course, if something happens, that's not linked to your bank account, so it's much easier to freeze that and let the bank, sort it out. So, but with this being Coinbase, I hear good things about Coinbase. It's probably fine protections wise. The one thing I would say about the 4%, when we're talking about, it's much easier to understand the value, at least in my opinion, we're talking about cash back, because you know what you're getting in people money. So do your homework. You make a $100 purchase, you get 4% back in XLM or GRT. What was that cash equivalent today? If you had to cash it out, then that's a better valuation to see what you're actually earning. And then of course, if you're going to do your homework on these two coins, and you think, hey, you're making a futures bet basically of like, hey, I might be making less in people money now, but your research shows that in a few months, a year, what have you, these things are going to the moon, as the kids say, then I think you made a cool bet for basically none of your own money. So that's kind of what I think about that. Sorry, I can't help you too much on the actual coins. Now, moving on, Mr. Earl Thomas. Do you think that the Amex Bonvoy versus Amex Hilton Honors War will heat up? What about the battle of the lounges, Chase, Capital One, and maybe Lounge Buddy? How will Priority Pass and Priority Pass Select play into the war, since they are not a credit card company? What do you think about the new Visa Infinite benefits? I'm asking a lot. He says, am I asking too much? Well, I already read it out loud, so I guess not. So let's go through this really quick. Some of these are kind of quick hits. Amex Bonvoy versus Hilton. I do think the battle is going to heat up, and the reason being is we just saw Bonvoy release multiple high sign-up offers for their Chase lineup and their Amex lineup, significantly high offers. So I'll put some of those on screen. So it's only natural that Hilton would counter that. So we're already starting to see that war heat up. As far as lounges go, I do think we're in the war of lounges, right? Travel's picking back up, but I also think we're at a war of lounges, but we're almost at an oversaturation point, right? Like it comes down to what are you actually getting with these lounges is my big question, right? We know Chase and Capital One are doing it. Chase, I expect good things from Chase lounges. I have no idea what to expect from Capital. I just be honest, I have no idea what to expect from Capital One lounges, but we are definitely seeing a lounge battle of the lounges there as well. I'm not quite sure why. Honestly, I think it's just like a kind of a branding play. They've kind of conceded that to American Express for so long, and then everyone else has just kind of partnered with Priority Pass. So they might be saying, hey, we could just put our own logo up, private label it, whatever, have a Priority Pass company run it, and that's more branding for us. I kind of think that's what's happening there. Other question, how will Priority Pass and Priority Pass Select play into this war, since they are not credit card companies? This could also be a template for Priority Pass to seek out other card issuers and offer them some kind of partnership on their own private label lounges, if you will. And what do you think about the new Visa Infinite benefits? Is it worth it or not? I mean, I don't think I would necessarily go out and get a Visa Infinite card just for those alone, but if you have a Visa Infinite card like the Sapphire Reserve or the US Bank Altitude Reserve, I think this is a good thing. MasterCard has kind of been dominating the benefits, underlying benefits of a payment processing network as of late, so it's good to see Visa step up. I think this Skillshare could be interesting. Shipped could be interesting for a lot of people as well. Probably wouldn't go get the card for them, but always good to see Visa playing along. So are you asking too much? No, not at all. That's what I'm here for. I think we got through all your questions, though. All right, so we got 3 more questions here. Lawrence McKnight asks, best value, Chase World of Hyatt versus Chase Marriott Bonvoy. So I think you're talking about the credit cards or the programs, but we'll quickly touch on both. So as far as the programs go, I think the points guy's the go-to when it comes to points valuations. I think he has Hyatt at 1.8 or 2 cents a point. Marriott comes in pretty low, I think on points like 0.8 cents. I'll put that up and double check that. I'm not 100% sure. But the thing that Marriott has is Marriott is like everywhere. After the SPG merger, they have the biggest portfolio of properties. In fact, I was just in Charleston, South Carolina, where I stayed at a Marriott that was next door to a Marriott, like in walking distance of another Marriott. Go figure. So here we go. Doc again. RJ, if you could only have one credit card, which would it be and why? That's tough, sir. That's tough. If I could only have one credit card, it would probably be cash back. Probably go Freedom Flex because it gives you the most versatility. You get a lot of multipliers on that, and you do get some travel if you go through the travel portal. So I mean, it sounds like a cliched answer, but I think it would be Freedom Flex, and you get a lot for that card for the no annual fee. So yeah, I'd go with the Flex. The last question we have is good friend of the show, Bank Account Bonus Central, Mr. John himself. Chase Travel Portal versus Citi for hotels. It's hard for me to answer that one because I don't have any Citi cards. I don't have any experience using the Citi Travel Portal, so I did look into it a little bit. They kind of look the same to me. I think the thing to just keep in mind is, like, what are you getting for your value, right? So as long as, Chase is backed by Expedia, sometimes their prices can be a little bit different than what you get booking directly. So we're not assuming any multipliers here or anything like that from like a trifecta setup. So I think it really just comes down to what value are you getting and making sure that they're just not charging way more than the other one is, or that they're not charging way more than booking directly would be. So if anyone has any experience with the Citi Travel Portal, definitely let our buddy down below know. So anyways, guys, that is all of your questions answered. So I appreciate you for writing in. If I didn't give you much thorough answer as you wanted, or you have follow-ups, definitely let me know down below, and we will go more in depth. Also, if any of these, like the secured card video or the multiple travel card video, you want to see in a video format, long form format, definitely let me know that as well. But anyways, guys, if you liked this one, drop me the old thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, right back here every Sunday with that recap episode. There's all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. I already asked you questions that we just ran through, so there's no need to ask you one again. I'll just say that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.